Welcome back to part 2 of Cricut 101. Last week we were doing t-shirts using the iron-on vinyl. Today we are going to use the Infusible Ink. So Infusible Ink is a little bit different than the iron-on because you need sublimation blanks to get it to infuse through the heat. The nice thing is it never peels off or fades. So we are going to do a t-shirt today, and then we are going to do a mug and a couple other things with our mug press. So we'll start with our t-shirt. This is a sublimation blank, so it's got a high polyester content. You can use Infusible Ink with cotton, but the color is not nearly as bright. So the higher the polyester content in your fabric, the brighter your color is going to be. Now the nice thing about Infusible Ink is you can use more detail in it, like the shirt that I have on. I did use Infusible Ink with this, and you can see that the detail is a little bit more intricate than what we did last week. Now again, I already have a design cut out and weeded. So with Infusible Ink, unlike our vinyl ink that we used last week, you're going to put the shiny side down. So you're going to have like a faded, matted look on the top part. Again though, you do want to mirror your image when you are printing or cutting your Infusible Ink. Another thing with Infusible Ink is you're going to want to put down a piece of butcher paper under where you're going to set your image. So we'll go ahead and do that. This keeps it from bleeding through. So once we got that set, we're going to go ahead and lint roll our shirt here. Now Infusible Ink you can do in multiple layers and colors. So we'll set our image where we want it, get it lined up here. Get it where we want. Make sure we are completely on our butcher paper so we don't bleed through. And you'll want to make sure that you check the temperature of your Infusible Ink because this is heat activated to set on your project. And it comes in several different plain colors. You can get multiple colors. You can also use sublimation paper, and Cricut makes some Infusible Ink markers. So if you wanted to draw your own design and then press that on there, or even if you want to do something special for Mother's Day, Father's Day, for grandparents, you could let the kids kind of doodle with the markers and the paper and make special designs that you will have forever and ever. So those are some fun things that you can do with the Infusible Ink. Okay, we have this set here. We'll go ahead, have our iron ready, and we'll press this on. When your iron beeps, you'll want to move it if your image is bigger than the actual iron. That way you can ensure that you get everything covered. And while we're waiting for this, this is a piece of infusible ink. So you'll see the shiny side, and then you'll see the dull side. So again, this shiny side here is what you want to put down on your mat, and you'll be cutting on this dull side. Infusible ink is weeded the same way as your iron-on ink. It's just a little bit easier, again, if you want to do like intricate designs or something like that. And this actually almost feels like a cardstock paper. And this here is black, and though it looks very dull while you're looking at it, it will be a lot brighter once it's ironed on. Okay, so we got that all done here. Pull this back, and we'll let this set a second. And you'll see when you're finished ironing it that your ink color is kind of coming through. So when you peel this off, you will actually have your design on your shirt. And again, this was originally this black dull ink sheet, though on my shirt it comes out black and vibrant. So that is how you will use like infusible ink on t-shirts. And again, like my shirt I have here, you can use multiple colors. We'll set this aside here. And we're going to go ahead and turn our iron off because we are going to use something new that they have out, which is a mug press. So the mug press is similar to an iron. It just has a heating chamber. That way you can do fun things. I got some of these. These are all sublimation blanks off of Amazon. So there's some fun little cups and stuff like that that you can get, that you can make different designs. Today we're going to use a mug and a mason jar cup. So I've already, to save time, used my infusible ink. I've gotten it cut out and I've gotten it weeded. Now, in some of our previous videos, we talked about doing a regular image and then also doing a stencil. So we're going to do one of each of those today. And again, I already have these pre-cut out. So when you're using the mug press, just like you were to do a t-shirt, you're going to want to make sure you mirror the image. That way, when you press it on the item, it comes out in the right way. So we'll start with just the mug. So you'll want to place your image wherever you want it to be on the mug, and you'll use heat tape, or sometimes I use just regular Scotch tape to put my image on the mug. So once I have it lined up on the mug where I want it, and you're going to want to put the heat transfer color on the mug, we're going to set it in our mug press, which I have turned on already. You're just going to set it in there, and you're going to close the chamber. And there will be lights that are going to light up and let you know when it's ready to take out. And you'll want to be careful because it does get hot. And while we're waiting for that one to get done, we're going to go ahead and put our other image where we want it on our cup. Now, when you do just the image and not the stencil, you'll have the sticky part of the transfer paper, so you won't need the heat tape. So you'll go ahead and put that on wherever you like it. And that way we're ready to go when our press is ready. And like we talked about with the sublimation paper and being able to do designs on like t-shirts, you can do those as well on any of the sublimation blanks. So it's just not limited to a t-shirt. Now, once our mug press has beeped, we're going to lift the lid, and you're going to want to be careful because some of the items that you put on here are going to be very hot when they come out. The handle on this, because it was out of the press, isn't very hot, but the whole mug itself is going to be. So we're going to set it here on our towel, and we're going to let it cool for just a second. And while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and put our other item that we have ready into our press. And anything that you're printing, you want that part to be completely immersed in the design or in the well of the press. That way it heats up. So this one we're going to set in. And then again, we're just going to push the lever down here. And that will set our timer. We'll wait a few seconds and let this cool. Okay, now that we have this cooled a little bit, we can go ahead and peel off our paper. And it will leave your design right on your mug. Now, these mugs are actually sublimation blanks, so it's not a regular mug that you can get at the dollar store or anything like that. They are special for Infusible Ink. So just to let you know ahead of time, if you go to the Family Dollar Tree and you try to get a clear mug or a plain mug, it is not going to work the same. These ones here are specifically made by Cricut. You can find other ones on Amazon. And this is our stencil design that we had learned about in a previous series, and this one has beeped. So this is a little warmer, so we're going to want to find a cloth or something to take this out. And we're going to set that down and let that cool. And we'll go ahead and turn this off since these are the only two we're going to make today. And these make great gifts for graduation. You could have everybody in the office have one that's designed so you know like what cup is always yours. Just some kind of fun things that you can do with this. Okay, and once this is cooled, you're going to be able to peel off your tape. And some of these may kind of stick a little bit, but that's okay. You just kind of flick them off there. And now you have a personalized cup. Now, any of this sublimation and the Infusible Ink, this will never wash off. It's never gonna fade. So it is dishwasher safe. You can hand wash them. The mugs, you wanna throw it in the microwave. It's perfectly okay. So once these are on here, again, they are never gonna peel off, they're never gonna fade. It is on there for good. So again, these are a couple of the different things that you can make with your infusible ink. On Amazon, they also have, you can make like keychains, they have face masks right now. Anything that is a sublimation blank, you can use with the infusible ink. So, I'd like to thank you for joining us for Cricut 101. I hope you enjoyed this series. If you did, please drop us a comment, and please continue to follow us on all our social media websites or pages. And thank you again, and please continue to look for upcoming events online and in our branches. Have a great day.